This is the book of Genesis 3, verse 15. And I will put enmity between thee and the woman, and between thy seed and her seed. It shall bruise thy head, and thou shalt bruise his heel. First off, I want to thank Yahawah for putting the spirit on me to this lesson. I want to give all honor, praise, and glory to Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM Rakakatash. I want to give double honor to the apostles and elders of GMS who rule well, taught me this truth. I want to give salutations to you brothers and sisters that are out there listening and learning, fighting this good fight of faith. And salutations to my fellow brethren that are pushing this word in all truth and sincerity. To you all, I want to say shalom. So once again, this is the book of Genesis 3 and 15. And I will put enmity between thee and the woman, right? The thee is the wicked, Esau, Edom, the so-called white people, right? And between the woman, right? And the woman is the nation of Israel. The Lord likened us unto a comely woman, right? So we are the woman, right? So let's get the definition for enmity.
Enmity.
The state, and it means the state or feeling of being actively opposed or hostile to someone or something. Hostility, animosity, antagonism, friction, animus, opposition, right? The true ops, as one of the brothers said. The true ops for you Israelites, man, is Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, you know. And I have a few videos in an article proving that, you know. So it's Genesis 3 and 15, and I will put enmity between thee and the woman, between the wicked and the nation of Israel, and between their seed and the nation of Israel's seed. And it shall bruise thy head, and thou shalt bruise his heel. It's like as you read in when Jacob and Esau were born, Jacob's hand held fast the heel of Esau, right? Representing Esau will be the last one in rulership, the last heathen nation in rulership. And then after that, it will be Jacob and will rule for eternity, you know? And this is why there's so much friction between the nation of Israel and between these damn Edomites, man. So let's get this first video. So this is from Indisputable with Dr. What's his brother's name? Rashad Ricky. Right, so without further ado.
Mississippi police chief said he shot that N-word 119 times. Said that if you kill an MFer in cold blood, I will cover it up for you, and a lot of other things. I have the audio. Here's that police chief now.
Let me explain something to you. Come on. You're going to get in some in the street. There's only going to be one man fighting for you. All right? Yeah. It's going to be me. Okay? Don't ever ruin that. All right? Because these other they'll let you fry. Okay? I killed 13 men in my career. Okay? Justified. Huh? In my career, I have shot and killed in the line of duty 13 different people.
You just shot so many.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Justified, bro.
Okay.
Ask around. Hey, they ain't gonna tell you no. Got a big corn shootout, man, a cornfield over there. Jimmy Dale Thomas, he worked it. Justified, bro. I shot that 119 times. Okay? I don't give a if you kill a with cold blood.
Right.
Do you hear what I'm saying?
No,
I will articulate to fix the problem. And I'm the only man in the business here that's smart enough to do it, I promise you. I don't talk years. I don't talk. I ain't got nothing for you.
Put up this racist SOB format here. His name is Chief Sam Dobbins. Chief Sam Dobbins almost was able to retain his job, even though it is clear he is a racist piece of garbage. He said in his quote that he shot that N-word 119 times, that he has killed 13 men over his career, which, by the way, less than 1% of police officers will ever kill one. He has killed 13, so they made him police chief. He also said that he would actually cover up a murder because he does not give a damn if you kill someone in cold blood, according to his own words. Now, he was being recorded by another officer who knew how corrupt the police chief was. Now, you would imagine that after that recording was made public, that the city council of Lexington, Mississippi, that the city council would unanimously say, this chief has to go. No, the chief was voted out of his job with a 3-2 vote. He damn near kept his employment after confessing all of that criminal intent.
You see? And this is, you know, so he did all that, and they voted him out, right? He didn't get any criminal charges or anything. They voted him out 3-2, so he damn near got to stay as police chief, proving that it's not just one, you know, as these people like to say, you know, oh, it's just, you know, one bad apple. No, it's their whole nation is the wicked. There's no such thing as a good Edomite. All right, and this is proving it. So these other people that didn't actually do the killing are still are going with it. You know, excuse me. So let's see. Let's get a little history on that, right? This is Genesis 27:41. And Esau hated Jacob. Esau, Edom is the so-called white people, right? Hated Jacob. Jacob is the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, right? Because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. So if you go into Genesis, I believe it's the 25th chapter, or maybe further up in this chapter, but it goes into Esau, you know, coming from hunting, and he was, you know, hungry, and Jacob was cooking pottage, you know, with meat in it and lentils, and you know, Esau wanted the food because he, you know, said he was starving. The same way that these Edomites act. You know, they have a lack of patience. You know, and that's why the majority of the people in the world act just like Esau, Edom, these so-called white people, because they follow after them. You know, so that's why the world is in the state, you know, decrepancy that it is now. But yeah, Jacob wasn't even finished cooking the meal. It was red. It was red pottage because it still had blood and everything. He hadn't cooked out the meat. And Jacob said unto him, give me this day thy birthright, because Esau was born first. So now, you know, the birthright goes to the firstborn. And Esau said that, you know, what is this blessing going to profit me? I'm at the point where I'm going to die. So he sold his birthright. He despised his birthright. And Jacob got the birthright, which it was already through the spirit going to go to Jacob anyway. But that's how it played out. And that pretty much laid the groundwork for the hatred that these so-called white people have for you tribes, man. So it says, and Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him, right? Their father Isaac, while he was on his, basically on his deathbed, he gave the brothers each their blessing. And Esau said in his heart, the days of mourning for my father are at hand, then will I slay my brother Jacob. Right? So they've been killing us wholesale ever since, man. Every time they get into power, you know, they slay us, you know, all through, you know, I watched Elder Malcolm's video earlier. He was going into what they were doing to Gad in the West Coast, you know, all the lynching, all the, you know, with the gold, when they were doing the looking for gold and everything, chopping off hands if they didn't have get enough gold measure, you know, the raping of the women, and yeah, man, just Esau got hell to pay, man. So let's see. This is Psalms 140 verse 4. Keep me, O Lord, Yahawah YAHAWASHI, from the hands of the wicked. Preserve me from the violent man who have purpose to overthrow my goings, man. And that's exactly what they're all about, man. They're the Lord's sword, you know. Yahawah Shai have created them to be the wicked, and the Lord uses them as a whipping stick onto our people, man. Because our people are hard-headed and stiff-necked and choose to follow after the ways of the heathen and not follow after their own power, Yahawah Shai. So that's why we're in the position that we're in now. The curses, you know. So let me see. Let me prove that real quick. Psalm 17 and 13. This is King David speaking. Arise, O Lord Yahawah by Shai, disappoint him, cast him down, deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword. Right? So the Lord made these people to be the way that they are, you know. So I'm gonna read a little bit of this, and then I want to get another video, a few more scriptures, and you know, close it out. And Lord willing, this is edifying. So this is from the Washington Post. It was published today, July 21st, 2022, year of turn up, and reads: Police chief bragged about shooting black man, so-called black, which are not black, or different shades of brown, and the Edomites, so-called white people, are not white, they're red, different shades of red. Okay, let's get that straight. Shooting an Israelite man 119 times, according to recording. And you know, you pretty much heard what he was saying. Police chief in Mississippi was fired Wednesday after a leaked recording showed that the official had bragged about killing 13 people, in the line of duty, and used the N-word repeatedly, including to describe one Israelite man. The Edomite man says he shot at least 119 times. The racist, homophobic, and explicitive-laden remarks from Sam Dobbins, the chief in the small town of Lexington, made during an April conversation with an officer, caused an uproar this week in the Mississippi Delta community. The roughly 16-minute conversation was the first reported by the Mississippi Center for Investigative Reporting. Was recorded by Robert Lee Hooker, an Israelite man who resigned as an officer from the Lexington Police Department last week due to what he described as a toxic work environment. So this Edomite cop was so comfortable to say these things while a Jake was present. Wow. In the recording later obtained by the Washington Post, Dobbins can be heard boasting to Hooker about all the men he killed when he was an officer. I've killed 13 men in my career. Justified, he said, according to the recording. In my line of duty, I have shot and killed 13 different people. While describing an alleged shootout in a cornfield, Dobbins claimed to Hooker that he saved 67 kids in a school by shooting a Jake man more than 100 times. He said, I shot that nigga 119 times. Okay. Dobbins said to Hooker, adding that the man he shot was DRT, or dead right there. It's unclear what case he's referring to, but Dobbins reiterated the vehicle was shot 319 times, but he was hit 119 times by me. Wow. Backlash mounted in Lexington, a town of 1,600 people, 80% of whom are Jakes. Wow. Jeez. The board of aldermen voted 3-2 Wednesday to oust Dobbins, effective immediately. Once we heard it, I was just appalled and angry. Cardell Wright, the paralegal for Julian, the civil rights and international human rights organization that obtained the audio from Hooker, told the Post. Wright, the president of the Mississippi Freedom Democratic Party, added, just to see the hatred in your own backyard was disturbing. We knew we had to do something immediately, right? So this is that perpetual hatred, man. that this is that enmity that these devils have for our people, man. This is Job 30:10. They abhor me, they flee far from me, and spare not to spit in my face, man. So having that Jake present and just speaking like that right in front of him, that's super disrespectful, man. Just basically just spit in the man's face, you know. And you know how he mentioned, you know, every time he killed a man, 13 different people, 80% of that town, that small town, is Jake, they said. So I'm imagining, if not all, the majority of the people that he killed were Jake men, you know. And he said that, you know, that everything was justified. He got off every single time. And not only did he get off, ended up becoming the chief in an 80% Jake town. This demon became the police chief. This is Wisdom of Solomon 2:11. Let our strength be the law of justice, for that which is feeble is found to be nothing worth, man. They use the so-called justice system as a form of oppression as well, in a means to help them get away with their wicked acts that they go, you know, that they perform against the Israelites, man. This is Lamentations 4:18. They hunt our steps that we cannot go in our streets. Our end is near, our days are fulfilled, for our end is come. Our persecutors are swifter than the eagles of the heaven. And if you know, when you, brothers and sisters, you know, understand the scriptures, when it's the Esau, Edom, these bird brain devils are synonymous with eagles a lot of time in the scriptures. It's referring to them, and then, you know, it shows through history that in their different you know, in the Romans and the Greeks, and here in Babylon, the Great, aka America, the eagle they use to represent themselves, right? Because Esau, Edom, the so-called white people, are the proudest people on the earth, and an eagle is the highest flying bird, right? So, you know, naturally that bird would have to be looking down on everybody else. So that's a spiritual thing that, you know, YAHAWASHI set up, you know, for his men, so we could be able to identify who the wicked is, right? And it says, our persecutors are swifter than the eagles of the heaven. They pursued us upon the mountains. They laid wait for us in the wilderness, man. So this is these devils that are constantly coming after us, man. So let me get the other video real quick. Let me see. Salaki is from the same brother, Dr. Rashad Ritchie, and this is damn. There's judgment going out. Black woman shot 6 times by a rage driver. You know, and you know, and for you new listeners out there, right? Everything, all of these things, this is all coming from the Lord. Let me prove that real quick. Let me get that real quick. Let me see. This is was it Amos? Damn. There it goes. 3 and 6. This is the book of Amos, chapter 3, verse 6. Shall a trumpet be blown in the city, and the people not be afraid? Shall there be evil in a city, and the Lord YAHAWASHI have not done it? Right? So YAHAWASHI is doing these things. Right? Because Jake refuses, a lot of Jakes refuse to repent. Right? So that's why they keep getting their asses whooped, man. So let's see. Here we go.
Of privacy. Over a traffic stop, a young black male is brutalized. Over a traffic stop, a young black male is brutalized. Here's what I'm going to do first before I go to the video. I want to show you the picture, the bloody picture of what they did to this young man. You see how he looks?
This is that enmity, right? That hostility, that hatred, that perpetual hatred Let me see. Do I have that? Con. Well, matter of fact, let me. I'll get that in a second. But this is that perpetual hatred, that forever, everlasting hatred that these devils have for us, right? And they execute their anger, you know, vengeance upon us because of the blessing day by day. This just came out 2 hours ago. You know, they constantly use their sword, which they were blessed with. You know, the modern day sword would be the gun, right? They use their laws, they use their deception, right, to constantly oppress the Israelites, man. This is indeed not our rest. This is why we need Yahawah by Hashem Yahawashi, because like I just read, shall there be evil in the city and the Lord have not done it? Yahawah by Hashem Yahawashi sanctioned this Jake right here to get his ass beat like that by these devils, man. Why? Because I'm sure at some point this Jake has heard the truth and he, you know, scoffed at it or mocked or whatever he did, or he's taking his sweet time to try or whatever, or, you know, whatever he did. And hey man, he got violated, man. And it was all this all this happened over a damn stop sign violation. So without further ado, let's watch this real quick.
This was over a traffic violation. That's how this started. Let me take you to the first video. Here it is.
There's no weapon. They're being aggressive. I have all of this on video. No, I need to record this. No, you will not. Don't put your hands on me. Do not put your hands on me.
The individual they're chasing and beating, his name is Brandon Calloway. There's more video. Here it is. While he was on the ground, you saw a police officer stomp him with his foot on his face. That's what likely caused even more severe bleeding from the head of this young Mr. Calloway. Let's put up his graduation picture. You know, that bloody picture you saw, that's not what he looks like. That's not what he's supposed to look like. That's what he looks like. Brandon Calloway was the victim that was brutalized by the police. Calloway was charged with evading arrest, resisting disorderly conduct, and failing to stop at a stop sign and speeding. Those were the charges. Okay?
Yep. But, you know, he, the Lord, Yahawah by Hashem Yahawashi, obviously had it out for him. And that was a ass whooping that he got from the Lord, right? You know? So, yeah, because from the wicked, right? King David said, save me from the wicked, which is thy sword. Which is whose sword? Yahawah by Hashem Yahawashi's sword, right? All man's goings are of the Lord, right? In Job, the 33rd chapter, it talks about how when deep sleep falleth upon men, he sealeth their instructions, right? So the Lord already planned out what was going to happen to that Jake, man. and for whatever reason. But you know, the Lord, you know, had it you know, had it happen for that, for whatever reason the Lord had it for, whether it's judgment, chastisement so he can get right, who knows. But that's why it is a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the living power, man. Hebrews 10:31. So the fear of the Lord, Yahweh by YAHAWASHI, is the beginning of wisdom and knowledge, man. That's why it's important to fear your power and know how your power gets down, man. You know? So let's get this real quick, because these devils are coming down with great wrath, man. This is Revelation 12:12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time, man. You know, these devils are ramping up with their you know, their white nationalists and white, you know, so-called white supremacist nonsense. And you know, they're saying that they're not going to be replaced, and you know, their country, the browning of America. And you know, they know that their kingdom is falling, and they're not gonna go out easy. They're gonna go out with a fight, man. So you jakes are going to you need to wisen the hell up and realize that you got a true op out there, and it's not your fellow Israelite brother, you know what I'm saying, or sister, you know, because you know that whole, because hey, the curses is on brothers and sisters heavy, man. You know, so that's what you need, Yahweh by YAHAWASHI. That's why the scriptures say, you shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free, man. We don't, you know, we continue to try to put off, you know, that curse of having an evil eye towards our brother and sister, because we know who we are now. So we love our brothers and sisters, man. Of course, we can't stand niggas, you know what I'm saying? The 2/3 that just, you know, can't get right, you know. But our people that will consider, you know, are you know, we love them, man. We love our people, man. And it's still, you know, it's still hard to watch a Jake get beat, like, you know, or killed, or hear a damn devil bragging about killing Jakes and all that. But you know, it was all written, you know, and these devils are not gonna get away with it, man. And all this information coming out is exposing these devils, man, for who the wicked really is. The man of sin is being revealed. Jeremiah 49:10. But I have made Esau bare, I have uncovered his secret places. Right, that Jake, you know, the Lord put it on the spirit on that Jake to record that damn devil, man. He was so proud to say that shit in front of a Jake, man, just because he was a cop. Now, imagine that in a town where it's 80% Jakes, man. The caucasity of this devil, man. But their pride will be brought down low, man. You know. But Esau have I made bare. Oh, Salakia. But I have made Esau bare. I have uncovered his secret places. Right? He said that in a secret meeting. That, you know, like a meeting, a closed door meeting, and it was uncovered, right? And he shall not be able to hide himself, right? Because he's known in the scriptures as a fugitive and a vagabond, man. He's been running throughout the earth, killing, raping, robbing, and murdering for thousands of years, right? And he's been putting on other nations' identity to hide himself. But he's being exposed. You know, all the charges are coming up against him. You know, all his identity fraud, all of his murder, everything's coming to the light, so that everybody can see it. And shameful spewing is coming upon his glory, which is, you know, why we always bring out the critical race theory, man. That's shameful unto them to know that they had to do these wicked ass things in order to obtain the kingdom, right? But what does the scripture say? Through riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people onto another. So through their deceitful works, you know, that's how they got the kingdom. But they're going to have to pay for all of that, you know, very soon. Yeah, excuse me. Yeah, they're gonna have, they're gonna have to pay for all that, man. And he shall not be able to hide himself, right? His seed is spoiled, and his brethren and his neighbors, and he is not, man. And the Lord, that's why the scriptures say the Lord is gonna pay them back double, right? Because listen to what the Lord said right here. Zechariah 1:15. And I am very sore displeased with the heathen that are at ease, right? The top heathen is Esau, Edom, so-called white people. But all of these heathens, they're all at ease, and they all had us in captivity at one point, right? In slavery. Once it continues on, it says, for I was but a little displeased, right? He was but a little displeased at the nation of Israel, right? For our transgressions, right? And that's why we had to go into captivity, because that was part of the curses, right? The Lord said, if we follow his laws, statutes, and commandments, we would be blessed. And if we didn't, the curses will come upon us. And one of the curses, Deuteronomy 28:68, would be to go into slavery under our enemies. We'll be sold onto our enemies for bondmen and bondwomen. And that's absolutely what happened. Our enemies are who? Esau, Edom, the so-called white people. We were sold onto them. So we'll be sold onto the Grecians. The Grecians were Edomites, so-called white people. It says, for I was a little displeased, and they helped forward the affliction, man. You seen that video, that Jake and his ass whoop? And then we can't, to talk about all the other stuff, that one that we don't know that's happening right now, trafficking and molesting of our children, and just all the wickedness that they do. They forwarded the affliction, man, through all these unrighteous decrees that they push forward, So let's get this, because these devils are gonna pay, man. They ain't gonna whistle in Dixie. We're not gonna go hand in hand with them into the kingdom. Hell no. They're gonna be paid back double. Everything that they did onto us, we're gonna not. We ain't gonna be doing all that wicked, buck breaking and all that wicked shit. But slavery and beating, they're gonna have a brutal, like Elder Malcolm has said, the most brutal slavery that ever has happened is gonna happen to these goddamn Edomites, man. Rightfully so. This is Ezekiel 35:5. Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred, and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity, and the time that their iniquity had an end, right? The Lord said he was but a little displeased with us, and they forwarded the affliction. We went through slavery, but they didn't ease up. Once, because they wasn't, as one of the brothers said, when we were slaves, they wasn't killing us like that because we were their property. So you're not gonna, if you pay for something, you're not gonna be destroying it all the time. But once the emancipation, right, the transferring of ownership went from private to the government, then they started lynching Jake's wholesale, man. Lynching, castrating, burning, taking toes and skinning and just all types of unspeakable things that these devils have done. And that's why they're scared, because they know that they got hell to pay. Therefore, as I, 6th verse, therefore as I live, saith the Lord, YAHAWASHI, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee. If thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee. Right? Matter of fact, let's get that. I got two more. This one came to mind real quick. It's the book of Numbers. Is it 33? I think it's 33. And 35. It was 35 and 33. 35 and 33. So ye shall not pollute the land that wherein ye are, for blood it defileth the land, and the land cannot be cleansed of the blood that is shed therein, but by the blood of him that shed it. Right? So all the blood that you shed of our people in this land, in the Americas, starting with our Northern Kingdom brothers and sisters, the land cannot be cleansed except that your blood be shed. So everything that you have done unto us shall be done unto you. So you devils are not going to get away with it. You proud bird-faced demons are not going to get away with it, man. The hell with all you fucking Edomites, man. Let me get this last one. Let me see. This is what's coming to you, devils, man. This is James 2:13. For he, who's the he? You Edomites, man. You so-called white people, right? For he shall have judgment without mercy that have showed no mercy, and mercy rejoiceth against judgment. So you showed us no mercy, so you shall receive no mercy. That's why you were the only nation out of the 18 nations that after 1,000 years, if you go into the book of Obadiah 1:18, it talks about how after 1,000 years of slavery, you will be rounded up and you will be put in a pit and burned in a big bonfire, and the nation of Esau shall be no more, thus saith the Lord. Call HALAL YAHAWAH by Hashem YAHWASHI by Hashem Rakakadash. One of the double honesty apostles and elders of GMS who rule well, taught me his truth. Salutations to you brothers and sisters that are out there listening and learning, fighting this good fight of faith. Salutations to my fellow brethren that are pushing this word in all truth and sincerity. I want to say shalom to y'all. I want to say DTA, Abad Babal, Abad Esau Edom, Abad Esau Edom, Abad Esau Edom, Baba Gashah, Baba Gashah, Baba Gashah, and Kwam Yasharala. Hey, shalom. To the next one.